So now we have 6, and we see that because some of these covers have been described as a number 1 on cover with a 6LB11. And so there we have them now. And actually, those two are the same one, right? One was in sale $980 and one was in sale $1179, sold in 2018 and 2009. So yeah, looks like it went down in value over that time period. So we're not a fan of that, I suppose. All right, so here's another number 1 with a 6LB11, and here's a 6LB11 on cover by itself, and here's one on cover by itself, etc. Here's one with 6LB10. And possibly 11. I'm not sure what's going on there. But that is an example of how to use the wildcard. All right, now I'm going to change tracks here, and I'm going to look for an L01. Again, today's session, we're using some infrequently found items. Oh, it's not an L0. It's going to be pretty sensitive to that. L01, right? And I'm going to submit that. All right, well, this one is a bit more. We've got 61 of these guys. And we can look at them. Here's one on cover for $23,000. Another on cover for $17,000. A strip of 3 for $14,000. Start to get some essays and individual stamps on piece, on cover. Now notice that we got some hits here. This is L01-E. Program, because of the way people describe items, if there's a comma or a dash after it, it'll pick those up. But what happens if we made this a wildcard like this? I'm going to go L01 wildcard. Now we had 61. Now I'm going to hit submit. Now we got 90. So what's happening here when we use a wildcard is we're picking up not just the L01s, but anything that is L01 something. So we're going to pick up the L01Ps, so the proofs. We're picking up the trial color proofs, L01 TC4. Here's another L01. Now we pick up the L01 die essay. And another plate proofs. And so if you want to extend your search, either because the stamp you're looking for might be on cover and it might be coded with another catalog number, or you just want to pick up the essays and proofs, other items like that, you can use the wildcard at the end, and that will give you a lot more hits. Now I want to show you one more way that's a really striking example of how to use the wildcard. So I'm going to do P2. So P2 is a designator in the United States for, you probably all know this, but this is a way to actually discover the Roosevelt Album Proofs. Now this is not as rarely auctioned as the above items, but singly offered proof numbers are rarely offered. And if you use this parameter, the P2, with the percent before and after as a wildcard, you can quickly see all of those sales and get information regarding the category realizations as a whole. Since there's only 85 issued examples of each proof, having StampAuctionNetwork available to reach more auction houses is very useful. And if they're sorted by descending price, it's just amazing visual presentation of the proofs themselves. So here's a couple pages of proofs, went for 42,000. Here's some Zeppelins. Here's some Pan Pacifics. The Panama Pacific small die proofs. The parcel posts. The pictorial issue. It's just amazing. I mean, these are the best of the best right here for us to look. Here's a single item. Sold for 23,000. Start to get into the Washington Franklins, and you could just dial down this whole search. There's air transports. These are just amazing and beautiful. And this is the United States. Here we'll start to see how the database is sorted. If you want to see Canal Zone, here's the one item from the Canal Zone, and then Hawaii also is right next to it. So if you wanted to see, now this is not categorized correctly. Okay, actually not United States possessions. This is really United States. So I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this guy because this is not a Hawaii stamp. So I'm going to tell you a little bit what I'm doing. Since I have power user abilities, I can just go in and fix some of these as I find them, update them. And we're always looking for stamp specialists who would like to join us and become stamp champions, help us to keep the database cleaned up. Again, is this actually Canal Zone? Yeah, that's actually Canal Zone, so that's good. So if you have an interest in a special area that you have expertise in, and you'd want to help us out, like for this next one, we're gonna change it to another topic and use show you how to use the keyword. So I'm going to blank out the catalog number, and I'm going to use something that I think will give us some interesting results using the keyword. Now in Colombian stamps, people collect the SCADTA issues. I think I'm saying it right. So if I go in and put SCADTA in as my keyword search, I'm going to find a number of matches here. Now, interesting, there's one in Panama, and there's a few in the United States. But the majority of these are going to be in Columbia and Columbia SCADTA. So we have a category for these to go in. So let's click on this one. Now we're still sorted by price sold descending. We're looking at items that have been categorized specifically in Columbia. And here we have an item that sold for 4,800 Swiss francs. Now, this one's actually not Colombia. This is Ecuador, right? So I'm going to change that one too. And here's some SCADTA stamp balances used on cover. All right. So that's a keyword search, and it helps us to find any stamps across the world that have the word SCADTA in them. Let's look at under the blank ones. So these are items that haven't been identified to their country yet. And again, if we had a stamp specialist that knew this area well, they could help advise us in how to put these. Like, so here, this one belongs in Colombia. So I'm going to jump up here and just clean that up, I'm sure. you don't mind me doing this a little bit. I'm not gonna do that. All right, so that's a keyword. It's gonna hit everything. Now let's look at a particular airmail number. So let's just look at C10. C10 was the last of these issues, and it is one that is very infrequently come to market. Here we have 9 altogether in the database, and here they are. A few on cover, that's nice. A few individual items. There we have some more. Some of these may be the same cover. Just looking through here, that one looks kind of familiar. Could be that same one. But you guys could spend more time looking at this if you're interested. But so this is how you can take a keyword, generate a bunch of possible matches, take a look at them, and then narrow them down into an area that you just want to see. So like if I took out the catalog number right here, or if I put in this wildcard, I'm going to get everything. So there's 262 items in Columbia, and some of these actually probably ought to be categorized into this area. They probably are Columbia SCADTA. I hope I'm saying this right. Let's see. So here we go. These guys should be, right? I'm not going to bore you with too much of this. I'm just going to clean up a couple and show you, give you an idea. But I think you've got the idea how a wildcard can help you find what you're looking for. So we'll continue on this vein here. So like if I change it to C9, I'll see that I've got one listed in Columbia and one listed in Columbia SCADTA, so I'm just going to clean this one up. Put them all in here. Update. There we go. This all cleaned up. Again, here, if you just want to look at stamps on cover versus stamps, you can just look at the covers. I did that by changing it to covers. Or if you just want to look at stamps, click on the stamps radio button, hit submit, and there you just got the stamps. Well, I hope you found this entertaining and informative. We've looked at a couple items that aren't oftenly found on auction, and shown you how to use the keyword and the wildcards. We're going to continue on this. Our next webinar will be on some more unusual items, and I hope you will enjoy it just as I've enjoyed doing this with you. Again, so this is Tom Droege, and this has been a Stamp Auction Network webinar showing you how to use extended features to search our database. Thank you very much. Goodbye.